It was around February 2020. So right around the first time we had heard that COVID had hit the US, really. We had maybe just one incident so far of someone contracting COVID in Wisconsin. And I was just shopping at my local grocery store on campus. And this guy just came into the grocery store and made a beeline towards me. Um, I didn't even really have time to react before he just asked me if I was from China. Um, I remember hesitating, and I said I was from Chicago since that's where I was born and raised. But my family is from China, so I just sort of hesitated in that moment. I think I was just a little bit scared to even say that I was Chinese American. And he just said, good, because if you're from China, I'm getting the away from you. Um, I think in that moment it was very shocking to me because I hadn't experienced anything that blatant. I've experienced microaggressions, but nothing to that extent before.
This has been an obviously difficult time for Asian Americans in the US that for a long time have dealt with questions of identity, the where are you from question.
Mhm.
How have you dealt with that before, and how has that changed after this incident?
I think with the question before, I mean, I am someone who is raised very proud of being Chinese. I spent most of my summers in China growing up, and so I've always considered China second home. And so when people ask me that question, I always looked at their intention, the tone of their voice when they ask me that question, because there are times where someone is truly just trying to understand your family background. So oftentimes when someone asks, "Where's your family from?" I'll respond, "Oh, we're from Beijing, we're from China." But if someone continues asking me where I'm from after I've said that I personally am from Chicago, I know the intention is not to necessarily relate to me or try to understand any of my family background. It's really to um, essentially other me and trying to essentially make me feel like I don't belong in the country.
We're more than a year into COVID-19 in the US. There's now a new president. The tone is different. But if you could tell people what it's like being Asian American in this moment, in this climate, what would you say?
There's definitely a lot of fear, especially if you're living in cities like New York and San Fran. I mean, I'm living in New York. I know majority of my friends who are here carry pepper spray when they go out. I personally don't ever take the subway. I scooter everywhere. I don't even really dare to walk outside unless I'm on a scooter, which I know I can kind of scooter away very quickly. I think that sort of tension is there, and I think there is also a lot of anger. I've attended a few rallies and listening to some of the politicians getting up on the stage and speaking and having those kind of empty words of just stop Asian hate is not enough. We want to see our demands met. We want to see action. So I think there's a lot of frustration, there's anger, there's fear in the Asian community right now.